so a type? Is it just platonic, strictly just as friends? Or the type that ties you two together till tomorrow's end? If it is, disregard every time I call you pretty, though it's meant sincerely. It's just my imagination drifting. Brush me off like the dirt on Jay-Z's shoulder, so I fall to ground, collect myself, and get ready to take over your heart. Or at least your spare time. And I love the thought of being with you. Or maybe it's the thought of not being so alone. Hey, the second one's way sadder than the first one, but I don't know. I love the thought of being with you. Maybe it's the thought of not being so alone. The second one's way sadder than the first one, but I don't know. We should go and get a freaking cup of coffee, and I'll act friendly. And I won't pull any stunts, but I'm a little stunt puller from birth. So I don't know what to tell you if I try to confess my love for scones. I just want to say something real quick, please. You shouldn't listen. I love these scones. Just diversity to the selection they have here. The blueberry, the raspberry, strawberry, pumpkin even, which is basically a freaking squash. I'm gonna make a scone out of a freaking squash. Oh, wow. That shit blows my mind. That's Elon Musk just in his little lab cooking up, baby. But what were you talking about? Oh yeah, your boyfriend made you mad the other day? What was he saying? Oh, what do I think? He was being mean at that point. But I'm sure he's gonna turn around at some point as well. And I love the thought of being with you. Or maybe it's the thought of not being so alone. The second one's way sadder than the first one, but I don't know. I love the thought of being with you. Whoa. Maybe it's the thought of not being so alone. Shit. I love being I love being loved, but don't like crying on the phone. Hi. What's up? Yeah. What's going on? Oh yeah, she told me a lot about you. Yeah, it's so great you're doing all of those things. You should keep doing all of them, I think. Oh yeah, my name's Hobo Johnson. People like to say I'm a rapper. I'm actually not. I produced this myself. I'm hella fucking proud of it. But yeah, she's so nice. She was so nice and cared about me. No one else did. Literally, I don't think I've ever felt love before that. She's a peach scone. She's a peach scone. Yes. And I love the thought of being with her. I just really hope that she doesn't get hurt, you know? They say it takes 2 years to come back down to earth from that lovely place that you've been. I heard it's so nice. Good for you guys. I'm glad. And if you find someone who loves you for who you are, keep loving them, man. Because that shit happens like once in a lifetime, you know? And who am I to get in the way of someone living their lifetime? You know, and I hope you're doing really well. I haven't talked to you in a while, but I found someone else who really loves me for who I am, but I don't call them enough, and that's why they moved away. I'm gonna call them right now. She wants me to call her. Okay, bye. It's a typical story where the bassist kills the singer, the guitarist and the drummer find they're in love with each other. It's the story of the kid who clearly won't know what to say when the love of his life starts to calmly walk away. And it's the story of the dad who decides to chase his dream. He quits his job, he falls apart, and he loses everything. And it's the story of the kid who just wants to make a record, loves and crafts it, but nobody ever cares about it. Whoa. Hey, what's your name? Talking for the guys you hate. We should sit in silence while we think of what to say. Hey, I don't think this is working out. Will you forget I even asked you to come over to my house? Hey, I don't think I know much, but I know I couldn't take a good punch. So if you feel like I've been talking enough.
Oh my god, Ducky, where have you been?
I've been outside.
You've been outside, I've been inside. That's probably why we haven't seen each other for 1 week. How have you been? What's happened in your week?
What's happened my week? Well, I don't know how you haven't seen me for like this entire week, considering we've been playing Siege practically every night, but otherwise I've been alright. I've been pretty good.
That's pretty good. Well, I don't consider you... As soon as we get into the Rainbow Six dojo, you're no longer a friend of mine. You are either an opponent or you're a teammate, and those are two separate things. And I don't want to get into that right now because we have to talk some esport news. That's what the Snowball Esports show is about.
Yes. What number are we up to now? It's like 5, maybe?
5 episodes. I mean, who's counting? Me.
Who's counting?
I should be because I'm in charge of this show. Thank you everyone for joining us for tonight's episode. It's very special. We've got a twofer Grace. We got a two for show where we're bringing on two special guests that we'll introduce very shortly. But first, we have to nut out the esport news. That's stuff that we find interesting that we want to deliver to your ear holes. So far, well, Ducky has spectacularly helped me out on this rundown, and he's added a couple of goodies in here, a little esport nuggets.
You say that like I don't do that every week.
I help, okay. I throw in my my 2 cents as well. So Ducky, I heard that a little bird told me, a little tweet. The OPL mid-season streamathon show match is going to be happening. I heard it's going to be Legacy versus the World, or Legacy versus the Oceanic's best.
Yes. Well, it is Legacy versus Oceanic's best. Well, as best as you can get from not being the OPL champions. There's Split 1 2020 OPL champions will be going up against an OPL All-Star squad in the name of charity as part of the mid-season streamathon, which is a replacement event for the mid-season invitational. The first games are happening on the 23rd, which is this Saturday. We don't know what the teams are going to look like yet, but 2 teams of All-Stars will be clashing together. The best All-Stars from that All-Star game would then go on to face Legacy on the official Riot broadcast on May 30 as part of their 48-hour non-stop stream. If you want to watch more League, like, that's going to be the place to be. The mid-season cup between China and Korea is happening. Events from all regions across the world. It's going to be really, really exciting. A nice way to finish off the off-season for League with the OPL coming back in just a couple of weeks.
Perfect. I mean, there was also there was a voting, as you said, I believe you said, there was a voting system involved, and some people got a little bit more votes than the other. Do you think...
Look, there's open source bots for stream, for, what is it, straw poll? Like, it's not the best system. I mean, Riot has done on-site voting before. I don't know why they didn't do it for this one, but
hey, man.
I'm sure that at the end of the day, the people who deserve to be in the All-Star match will be in the All-Star match, and if it's not like that, I'm sure you'll hear about it on Twitter.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to watching Lisa play. On to the next one. Chiefs' new CS:GO roster, the Chiefs Esports Club. They've brought out a new roster. Can you tell me a little bit about that one?
Yeah, so the Chiefs have updated their roster with a few familiar faces. Well, familiar faces if you're familiar with the Australian CS:GO scene. So they have brought on Zeph, I'm pretty sure, from the Order Days. They brought on Soju, fan favorite Korean star previously from Legacy. He's been out of the scene for about a year.
Yep.
And then also brought on Vexite. So this new roster has been playing a little bit of MDL. They beat Rooster, I'm pretty sure, the other night. It's pretty interesting because the Chiefs picked up what was Paradox as a long-term roster. And not even 6 months into the project, Skull Hunter, who I always remember from his GFIN performances with Perth Ground Zero, was stunning. Yep. Jinx and Maker have all parted ways as well. So this core that was actually quite together for quite a long time is now split. And the Chiefs have had a couple of big matchups. I mean, they played Rooster, who aren't any slouches. But I'm really interested to see whether this can break them into the Order Renegades tier of Australian CS.
Look, I'm looking forward to watching them play. We're going to jump over to a different game right now. We're jumping over to League of Legends, and I heard also from a little birdie that an LCK spot is going to be opening up, and it's looking like some big heavy players are jumping on in. A certain FaZe, a certain NRG.
Yeah, not just one, but all 10 slots are up for grabs for 2021 for the LCK.
Yep.
25 teams have submitted letters of interest. And what we know from leaks by Korean publication FOMOS is that FaZe Clan and NRG, both of which notably aren't from Korea, have applied for positions in the LCK. All 18 teams currently in the League of Legends Korea ecosystem, that is LCK and Challengers Korea, have applied for spots. We only really know of FaZe, NRG, Pittsburgh Knights, and World Game Star, who are also a Korean brand, that have applied. So there's a few names that people aren't quite sure about yet. Personally, I think FaZe and NRG aren't going to get in. I have shortlisted 12 teams who are going to get in, or who I think have the best chance of getting in. But we don't really know what proposals are being held behind closed doors. We don't know how far into the process they'll get. Obviously, letter of intent is so far away from actually signing and getting the spot, which we'll only really know in September.
Of
So
course.
it's interesting to see that these brands are branching out into Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And quite possibly it's the last chance that they'll get to join a franchise league. So we'll see.
I don't know about you, but it feels weird to see FaZe leaving the Americas. To me, it kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I can see FaZe, especially in the League of Legends, like FaZe League of Legends. It just doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I can picture FaZe leaving because they already have left. I mean, if they've left the Americas, they've got a team in South America. That's their R6 roster.
Yeah, that's
They've got a PUBG Mobile squad over in Thailand.
okay.
Because that's just massive over there. It's actually insane how big PUBG Mobile is in SEA. But it's like when Optic joined the LCS for me. Optic to me didn't scream like this team was ever going to be in League of Legends, and when they joined, and now they've obviously left, it was weird. Like, it wasn't necessarily surreal. Like, everyone was waiting for this to happen. It's like, oh my god, it's happened. Like, oh, and for me, it was like weird because FaZe and Optic I only associate with COD, and outside of that, it's kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't think you'll be seeing people in Lowell Park throwing up FaZe up signs anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you on that one. Now, jumping on to some more League of Legends news, I've been Worlds is still going ahead, reportedly.
Yes.
That's a bit bold from the boys over at Riot Games. Granted that the world is in these uncertain times right now, a lot of tournaments have started to either delay, postpone, or cancel. What makes Riot different?
Well, I don't know. I think what makes Riot different is that the fact that Worlds is being held in China this year. So, at a tech fair earlier this month, a spokesperson for Shanghai, some sort of Shanghai development business, I can't quite remember it off the top of my head, came forward and said Worlds is still going on. And people have been running with that as yes, it must obviously be going on. Construction is still going on for some stadiums which are meant to be hosting Worlds. And from the outside looking in, it still looks like it's going on. But I highly doubt that come October, we'll be sending an OC representative over to Plains. Purely because that's way too far down the rabbit hole. I mean, we had events planned for June, like reorganized to June. MSI was meant to be run in June, and now that's just straight up cancelled. Now people are going like, oh yeah, definitely everything's going to be up in November. I don't think we'll see any international live tournaments for the rest of the year. I think it's very optimistic to think that we would have Worlds this year.
Yeah, I mean, maybe at a certain extent we might have onlines, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. The future will hold. There's a saying there, I can't remember it. And then we will touch on to a probably easier segue to get into our next guest, but real quick, we're going to wrap up this one. Wayman retired from R6. So
yeah, so.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
You go.
I was going to say it was a very bittersweet send off. I will add, but I watched Spruce from Kangaroo Esports give him a nice little shout out during one of the after the interviews that I think it was Devin. Sorry.
Yeah, it was Devin.
Devin Zenos. Sorry. Devin Zenos. They gave an interview, and oh man, I was entranced by Spruce. They should bring Spruce more often. Like they should bring on more often because he was I'm
pretty sure he's done it every week.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I want more Spruce.
Like an enigma.
Yeah, exactly. But Wayman retired, so it's sad to see someone head off into the great beyond of retirement.
Yeah, I mean, he was a veteran of the R16. I think he's been around kicking basically since the start. So, obviously, seeing a player of his caliber leave in the middle of Six Masters isn't amazing. Like, obviously everyone wishes him all the best. If I'm a cynicist, I'm wondering what does this spell out for Kanga. It's not looking pretty. But at the end of the day, I think we should he's had a wonderful career in Oceanic R6, and I'm sure the time was right for him. And you know what? He's left a legacy. Like if you just check his Twitter thread, it's just people just commending him. And so he had a good run at it.
Yep, and I think I extend that from Snowball Esports to him. We wish him all the best during his retirement period. And the buck doesn't stop there with esports. You can continue on to do many things. Anyway, Ducky, we're stopping there with the esport news. That is esport news that we found interesting for your ear holes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing our first guest. He is one of the top tier players in the Oceanic region. I can boldly say that. I will attest to that.
Yep.
He is one of the members of Wildcard. Ethan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on to the show, man. Really, really, really appreciate it. How you doing, buddy? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, it's certainly our pleasure. Now, I just want to point out that you guys are doing quite. I think you guys are doing quite well. I don't want to like blow smoke up your bum, but I'm saying you guys are doing quite well this year. I think you're currently 7-1 or 7-1.
7-1.
7-1. Yes, correct. I know my maths and I know my games. So you guys are currently 7-1. You guys are sitting on the tippy top of the ladder, and you're looking like you're going to be sitting up there quite safely. What are you guys taking? What changed in the preseason, and what is something that you brought into the Six Masters that's made you so impactful?
Well, apart from the 2 roster changes we made, I think we've been focusing more on like just having a more well-rounded, flexible roster. I think everyone on the team can play any role, any op. So that's one of the main things. And the other thing is probably just more shot calling from everyone, better comms. It's better teamwork in general.
How do you feel about your performances in Six Masters compared to like the lead up? Obviously, you had a pretty shaky Pro League Season 11. You probably would have been leaving Six Invitational a little bit more to be desired from that result. But how do you feel like the team is shoring up now that you've got a bit more time on your belt with Pat and Gio?
It's a lot better. I think Pat and Gio are definitely like 2 of the best upcoming players. Like they're both very young. And they have a lot of potential. They've added a lot to the team. Pat, I knew from Xbox, and I've always kind of wanted to be on a team with him. So it's great to have Pat on the team. Jono's Joey's younger brother. I don't know if you guys know Joey. He used to be on the team.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joey's got that. He's got that blood, that Lanciano blood. But yeah, they're both great players, and it's amazing having a solid roster finally.
Finally.
Yeah. So has your gameplay changed since you were announced MVP of I think it was last week's split or the week before? You were named MVP.
39 frags.
Exactly.
3 and 1 bad.
Exactly. Do you think that's something that has sort of given you a bit of confidence coming into the next series of games?
Oh, definitely. I've just been peaking everything. I'm unstoppable now that I got MVP. Like nothing's really changed. Just focusing on, just getting the wins.
Hell yeah, dude!
You guys have been doing that. Like you dropped your first map, not this week but last week against LFO.
Yeah.
LFO have been quite the dark horse. I don't think many people expected much from them coming into Six Masters. Were you prepping much for them? Like, did you expect them to show up as much as they have in Six Masters?
Honestly, we haven't really prepped much for any team. We've just been focusing on ourselves. I think one of our downfalls in Season 11 was we would focus too much on the other team and trying to counter-strat them, and then they'd change stuff up and we'd kind of falter. So we've just been like focusing on ourselves. We haven't been like really voting hard on other teams. And like, yeah, LFO took a map off us, but I think we slipped a bit. Like we had a bad map, and it's not a big deal to us. We're just gonna go from strength to strength.
Let's also talk about your result this week. Obviously, you belted the life out of Kanga. It was not pretty. It was interesting to watch if you're a bit of a masochist. It was like just 7-0, 7-2. Was that the expected result? is it a good confidence booster for you guys? Like, what were your thoughts coming out after that match?
Well, Kangas had a rough season, understandably. Like, they've lost 2 big players on their team, Pat joining us and where they're going to Elevate.
Yep.
And, you know, a few other extra things going on in the backgrounds with Wayne. Like, you know, props to Wayne, sticking it out for as long as he has. So, yeah, like, we did expect to beat them. Probably not in that fashion, but we're just playing really well on the day. And I think they were just kind of playing for fun for Wayne. So,
yeah, give him a send-off.
Yeah, it definitely felt like there was a certain bit of like a sort of the team has finally found their sort of what would you say, like they found their groove. You found your groove, and you guys are now executing it week after week, and it's really nice to see. So going forward, are you guys expecting any resistance going forward? I know that you guys are going to be going up against Elevate soon. Are you going to bring anything tricky to that one? You guys keeping a close eye on them? Because they are nipping at the heels, but...
Yeah, we've been keeping an eye on all the teams, but we're not really too worried about them. Like, we know...
Hell yeah.
We know we're a better team than them still, so...
That's the confidence.
I love it, dude. That's the MVP confidence we love and enjoy.
No, but yeah, we've just been like... There's a few little things we've been trying to fix, like little mistakes and, you know, role swaps and stuff. But yeah, it's been going great.
Nice.
Obviously, you're nice and clear in the top 4 now. You've got a 2-map lead on everyone else in the competition. Giving in with the last 3 weeks, how do you expect the top 4 to shape up? Who do you reckon you'll be facing off against once the season comes down to an end?
Top 4, I think, will be us, Akami, Elevate, Sinister. I think that's going to be the 4 in that order. So, yeah, we'll have to see, but I'm thinking that's kind of what's going to happen. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, if you haven't seen the Six Masters ladder this week, it's like wildcard 7-1, and then there's 5 teams within 1 win of each other. It's just incredibly packed. And like, every week when I'm trying to do predictions, it's like... I may as well just get a coin and flip it. Like it's so close. How it's incredibly close this season. It is
100%. It was even last season was very competitive in Pro League, and you know I think the region's just getting more competitive as a whole. The teams are just getting closer and closer, which is good. Obviously, it's good to watch.
Do you reckon that spells like a good sign for Oceania as a whole and ANZ as a whole when obviously there's going to be a shift in how APAC is structured. We don't know the details of that yet. Do you think that it would put ANZ in good stead to possibly have more players make it international?
Yeah, I think that, like, you know, obviously having a better, more competitive region and more, like, teams that are challenging for the top is 100% better, because I think one big issue we kind of faced was before, like, in APAC land, for example, we would just scrim teams from our region, and they weren't really playing the meta and not really kind of giving us a challenge. But now they are kind of giving us a challenge and playing the meta. So it's making for better scrims and better matches to watch, which is, you know, obviously a win-win.
Yeah, I completely agree. Hey, so just wrapping up on the split on the Six Masters right now. So how do you feel about Xanox when he's have you gone back and watched your VOD yet? And like, what do you think about him and his new casting? Because people are saying in chat right now he was the MVP, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Xanox is great. He reminds me of Manic. They kind of have the same kind of casting style.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Xanox used to cast together, like way back when.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know Xanox from his PUBG stuff. Love his PUBG casting. So I was really excited when he came over to Siege, and it was actually a blast listening to him this week.
It sort of brought like this sort of another level of excitement to the whole spectacle of us. And of course we've got Dev Marta in chat, the lovable giant himself. So I want to... We'll pin the Six Masters talk right now. We don't want to blow your brain up about that stuff, but we do want to pick your brain about the recent Steel Wave announcement by Ubisoft. So Steel Wave introduces a whole bunch of new stuff that shakes up everything that we'll talk about soon, but we've got 2 new operators. a whole bunch of new stuff added to some other operators. So the new operator that we've got, one attacker called Ace, who's got sort of his own breaching charges that he's got that he can like safely do it from his own little like safety zone.
Grenade, half breaching charge.
Yep. And then you got Malusi, sub Malusi. You got the subwoofer that you put on the thing. You can blast some beats, and you can also blast your enemies. It's kind of like an interesting sort of development. It's going to add a lot of things to it. Now, so who is the real winner and who's the real loser in this kind of thing, Ethan? So do you think that it's kind of like a bit of like, you know, the pros are the winners or the pros are the losers in this one?
It's like obviously we have to try it, but I think both are kind of strong at the time being. I think Ace having 3 charges is too much, and having smokes is too much. He has a great gun, 2 speed. He has 3 hard breaching canister thingies that he can throw from a safe distance, and I think the fuse time on those things are too quick.
Right.
With Malusi, I think it's just adding too much more util. Like the current meta right now is to like util soak, and like, you know, with Goyo or my ADSs with the Thatcher ban, it's really annoying to deal with.
Gotta love the 20-second meta, mate.
So yeah, I want to see more balancing in that aspect of the game, but we have to see first. I can't cast judgment yet.
The one thing that I'm concerned about with this season is having Malusi come in with the Banshees, and then now we're also getting the proxy alarms.
Yeah.
Which means, and not only do you get like 1 proxy alarm per defender of the 8 or 9 eligible defenders that have it, but you get 2.
Yeah.
Which means that if you partner like Malusi with like a Goyo and a Mirror who both can run proxy alarms, that's so much map control that you can get as defenders that the attackers have to clear. It's just, yeah, that's the one thing that I noticed when I was playing around this new season, is just between the Banshees and the new proxy alarms, how easy it is to keep control of the map as a defender.
Yeah, 100%. Like the 2 proxy alarms is too much. I think one's fine.
Yeah, I found when I was playing Kavera on the test map that I was kind of like, I felt pretty secure as playing her. I know she's not really competitive, but I feel like that when I was, you know, trying to roam in different directions, I can just throw a proxy mine behind me, and I know that someone's going to be coming my way. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I for one, I was really excited about proxy alarms. I coming into the when it first got announced, I was like, I threw my hands up in the air. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great on some maps. Like when they initially demoed it at SI, they demoed it on Cafe, and I think it's going to be like great on a map like Cafe where it's a lot bigger. So they're not going to be able to have them in all of the choke points, say on a map like House, which is the only map I've managed to test the proxy mines on, the proxy alarms on so far.
They'll be good on Villa as well, just with the lurking on Villa. Like they'll be really strong on that map.
Yeah.
No.
Obviously, the new operators aren't the only thing that's happening this season. So Kali is getting the SP SMG. So no more CZ.
Yeah. No more brick side.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. I hate that gun. You actually finally aim down a sight and see what you're shooting at. So it's a nice change.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that one, because I was trying her out as well, and she was much more smoother than what she used to be. And so I'm hoping that pro teams can start bringing her into their roster, because that would be cool. I like the sniper rifle. I think it's an exciting gun to watch. It's kind of like I don't want to compare it to 2, but it's kind of like the AWP in CSGO, where it's, you know, it's not exactly it's a down when it hits the body, and it's an instant kill when it hits the head. So it's kind of like I don't know. I could maybe see her coming in, but like, it depends what map. It really depends what map, because she is good on some and absolutely terrible. Almost swore. She's terrible. I don't care if you swear, but she's terrible on very particular maps.
You know, I think like more variation and like at the moment, just with the Thatcher ban, teams are just opting not even to run Kali. They're just wasting ADSs and Wamais with flashbangs and then grenading off the Cade or the Butte Jam or whatever it is. But it'd be nice to see Kali kind of, you know, enter the meta, I'd say, because, you know, it like having another option other than Cade would be nice. And at the moment, she's not really that option.
Yep.
So, yeah, it'd be nice.
Yep.
I'm going to reel back the talk a little bit. we're going to go back one operation. So
Yeah.
obviously Void Age is now going to be entering into the competitive space. So you're going to have Yana and Oryx available for play in the coming weeks, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think either of those two operators are going to change the meta that we're currently seeing already?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think Yana will be played a lot. She's just extra drones basically.
Yeah,
You're
she's
just running your teammates in and not losing actual drones. So I think she's a great op. She's also got grenades, so you can swap her out with whatever attacker. The only problem with her is, aside from the drone, she doesn't really bring anything else to the table. So I'm not like certain to be picked a lot, but she will definitely get picked. Like on a map like Coastline, especially. Oryx, he will get picked 100%. His re-roaming capability is like nothing else in the game, being able to jump up a hatch. So yeah, it'll definitely spice the meta.
interesting. So the whole hatch hopping, that is going to be such a crucial thing now, is it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like if Bank ever comes back in the map pool, he'll be I don't know, it'll be amazing on Bank.
Oh, he would be dirty on that map. Oh,
I mean, sure, and he's a good counter to the shield guys as well. I know a good friend of mine that he's actually quite traumatized by Monty, and I feel like if he played Oryx a bit more, he wouldn't be that's so much of an issue.
should we out that good friend? Because we know who that good friend
We know who he is. I don't want to out him. He seemed pretty traumatized when we were chatting about it. So I really want to, really quickly, Ethan, you've been an absolute gem on this show, but I really want to quickly ask, if you had the chance, if Ubisoft slid in your DMs and said, "Hey, Ethan, you have executive decision to remove one operator from the game," who would that operator be and why?
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one, and I'm giving you 2 minutes to answer.
I'm gonna say Capcan, because whenever I play casual, I just want to run in and shoot at people, but I run into like 2 Capcans, and it's really annoying.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
Just play
interesting.
IQ, bro, lol. Just play IQ.
So
I don't want to run. I want to,
You don't want
run
to
in.
you don't want to get out.
So not Frost. I feel like Frost is the ultimate buzzkill for me.
Yeah, but you can, I don't know, like the frost mat, like you can see frost mats on the floor, and you can like shoot them if you jump through a window. But Capcans are just like, they're a little box, and you have to like slow down to shoot them, and I just want to run in.
Capcan it is. You hear that, people at Ubisoft? Ethan wants him gone. Let's make it happen, people, or rework it. I don't know. make it like C4 where you can see the red line go across. Now I just want to very much thank Ethan for coming onto the show. Really appreciate it, man. We wish you the best of luck for the rest of the 6 Masters. We're going to be eagerly awaiting for when you guys, clean house and make it into the big dogs.
Thanks, guys.
No worries, man.
And good luck this week.
Cheers.
And then to everyone watching in, we're going to go on a quick break. Please stay tuned because we're going to be bringing in another special guest to chat about a bit more Overwatch stuff. Yeah. That's all I got to say. Oh, look at that production quality, guys. Look at that. Can you tell? Can you tell that I run this show? Anyway, I did a great introduction. It's all ruined because I can't click a button. And you know what? Wait.
Quick,
What?
go,
Yeah,
go, go.
We can all read it.
Go.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. What a break we've had. You can tell we're professionals here, ladies and gentlemen. Because you didn't catch my introduction, we're back from a quick break. We're joined by a boss. He is the main tank for Mind Freak and also a self-described closet, Hamid Main. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. How are you guys?
Yeah,
You know what?
pretty chill.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm having a great time, man. I'm having a good time.
Maybe that's why he forgot to tell me. He's been on the piss too much.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have to start taking the. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a local brew from a Sydney brewery called Grifters. It's Grifters Pale Ale.
God, you're a posh. Jeez.
Hell yeah, man. So yeah, thank you for coming on the show. I hope you've been well. I'm looking forward to some Overwatch contenders action. I think Ducky's got a few questions that he's going to sling you away, man.
Shoot him.
Always, yeah. Yeah. Well, contender season's wrapped up. You guys managed to scrape. Well, you got into the top 8 pretty comfortably. Finished in second. Overall thoughts on the regular season?
It was good fun. Obviously, losing the Ground Zero sucked, but it is what it is. I'm just happy that we made playoffs. We're pretty confident that we were going to, but now that it's done and settled, we're in there, and that's all that really matters. Like, is that we made playoffs, and now it doesn't matter if we lost to Ground Zero like 3 times before. We have to verse them now, eventually. I think at some point. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you did have to face them 3 times in a row. It was rather unfortunate for you guys.
Rather.
With the massive format shift this year. Like, contenders was kind of split up into weekly tournaments. What were your what are your thoughts on the new format? Do you prefer the old round robin system? Do you like this new weekly tournament system? What do you think we can look for? What do you want to see maybe next season?
I like the new weekly tournament system. I feel like it confused me at first. I don't know if you saw when they first announced it. Like, they released this like PDF or this picture.
It was just weird.
Happening.
It was just
and it made no sense. But now that like I've done a season, it's pretty straightforward and it makes sense. I like it. The only thing is, like, it's pretty weird that you have to verse the same team, like how it's set up, like every week. I think that's a bit dud. Because we could potentially, I think we only ended up not versing Ground Zero because of something that happened with No Weaver.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure because they had all the drama happening. So we could potentially verse them 4 weeks in a row, which is just like, I don't know. That's like a really bad bracket, man. You don't want to have teams playing like in the same matchups every week at the first match. It's kind of lame. But besides that, it was really good.
And obviously, in that massive break that you had in the middle of the season, man, a few roster shuffles. Obviously, Silco retired. You chucked out Nanda. You brought in Soggy. You brought in good old Jungle Jazz.
Yes, my former Heist teammate. It's good to have Jungle back.
Heist, bring it back.
Yeah.
I've been chatting to Choco recently. I was asking him to get back into coaching. We need Whipley. Get Whipley on the line.
I still wear the hat, man. I still have the Heist hat, and I wear it.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh, gotta love it. How has Mind Freak been since the roster shuffle? Have you guys finally found your groove? How's scrims going? Are you confident heading into playoffs soon?
Since the roster shuffle, it's been good. I think the addition of Soggy and Jungle has been great. Like I mentioned in that little interview I had with you before, like, they're really good additions to the team because, like, Jungle's pretty smart. He gets us thinking, and Soggy's just an absolute mechanical nutcase. So it's pretty nice. Wait, what was the second half of the question? I forgot that.
I mean, just asking you how you're feeling heading into playoffs, really.
Oh yeah. Feeling pretty good. I'm really confident with that roster, and everyone has gotten so much better over like the past. Well, since everyone joined the team, like Slip as well, especially has made leaps and bounds. Like, he's pretty damn good now. I'm feeling confident that we can take home first place.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be easy, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, Slip was like. When you look at the rest of the team, like, obviously a few of you guys went to MEO last year. Slip, this was like his first like big contenders team, I think.
Yeah, because he was on Mavs last season, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was on Mavs. So, how has he been improving throughout the season?
I think he started asking a lot of questions. and I think he still does that now. But he also has a lot of answers himself, and he can think a lot more as far as like, you know, if I'm on this hero and they're playing this, like I should play in this way, sort of thing. He's just become a lot more smart as an individual player, I think.
It's just the thing that comes with time with playing at a higher level.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's been great, and yeah.
And obviously, you're a self-professed having one trick. You haven't had much time to bring out the ball.
No, it sucks, man. He keeps getting banned. It's absolute garbage. And I played Hammond. I was playing Hammond in matchmaking the other day, and I suck at him because I don't get to play him anymore. I can't be a one-trick if I'm bad at my hero. It's awful. But
what are your thoughts on the state of the game right now? Obviously, this is the first phase of Hero pools. Like,
yeah.
Come on, be honest. Be honest.
I don't hate it because cause obviously, right, like Goats being the meta for what, like I don't know, 6+ months.
It was like actually like a year.
Jesus Christ.
It didn't feel like a year, but it was a year.
It was. I guess I enjoyed Goats, but having that comp be meta for so long, and, you know, putting projectile DPS players out of their sort of job in a sense for a while was kind of crappy. I do understand it's going to mix things up.
Sorry, it's my whole bunch of motorcycles out there. I own a whole bunch, so they're just
firing off.
Sorry about that. Yes.
No.
Sorry, Buzz. Continue.
All good. Yeah, I think Hero Pulse it's an interesting idea, but it's definitely a lot more stressful week to week because there's a lot of like, who is going to learn what are the best heroes to play this week. So as opposed to, like, you know, you see a team like will learn and get better over the season, it's who has the better understanding of the meta this week. I feel like it comes down to a little bit. On the bright side, though, I feel like for myself and a lot of other people on the team, because that's how you win each week, it's all helped us develop like an overall understanding of how to play the game, because that's what you need to do to be able to think for yourself, to be able to do well each week and like play the right heroes or come up with the right strats. So I don't mind it, but I know a lot of people have complaints, especially coaches, which I don't blame them for at all.
Oh yeah, poor mate Joel. He's probably working 60 hours a week just figuring out.
I think he's nearly bald. It's been rough for him.
Receding hairline. Maybe that's why he's been wearing more hats.
Yeah, I'll have to give him my highest hat actually.
Yeah, it's like Racket. Old Racket. He's got his hat collection.
Yeah.
Miss Racket. Great guy.
So Buzz, it looks like I'm giving with my data that I have here. It looks like you're going into the playoffs versus Atletico. Sorry. Do you have any?
Himself.
Yeah, he's playing himself. You're playing Mind Freak. That's the ultimate Mind Freak. So you're versing Atletico. Do you have anything that you're bringing to the table that's going to be changing up a bit, or you just?
Nah, not really. I think we're just gonna take it pretty stock standard. We're really sort of honing in on our fundamentals and just making sure everything's crisp. Don't really have anything planned too far, but we'll see, because we have a few days before each official. I'm pretty sure it is like maybe 2 or something. So we'll be sort of, I guess, seeing what other teams are doing and maybe changing up week to week. But at the moment, pretty standard.
Nice. So I would like to do a little quickie to the fun segment. That's what we're doing. This is called the fun segment. We're very imaginative at Snowball, and we like to have a little bit of fun as well. So this is going to be a bit of Overwatch-themed funness that I'm going to throw your way. And I asked this question to Ethan earlier, but I want to ask it to you. What R6 character you want to bet? No, not R6. We're talking about Overwatch. If you could... So Blizzard also slide in your DMs and they say, "Hey, Bus, what's up? Are you up? It's 2 a.m. Why are they messaging you? Who knows?" But they're like, "Hey, we want you to. You have a definitive decision to remove one Overwatch character from the game.
Oh,
which Overwatch character and why?"
probably Brigade.
All right, it's been nice having you on the show, man. All right, take care. I actually like Brigade.
Goats was like a year ago. It's done. It's done.
It's not even Goats, but just like, I don't know, like, obviously Brig was a pain in the ass in Goats, but now even now she's just a pain. Like, you wanna play dive, you need a Brig. You wanna verse dive, you need a Brig. I think just because she's so unique with like giving heroes armor and stuff, and the way armor works with damage reduction, she's like just such a staple, and it's so annoying because she's just not a fun hero to verse, man. it's like a low skill sort of hero that's just like counters hard, or like the really fun high skill, like high octane heroes that you want to play. So
Yeah.
I'd definitely get rid of her. If not her, then Sombra. Sombra can go in the bin. I hate Sombra.
You're a main tank player. You
That's
don't
fair.
have skill. You
Swing and ding.
You've got like a gun
Hammond.
that shoots for you. Oh, true. Sorry,
The
Hammond
mechanics
has
on Hammond
skill.
are-
All right, when Hammond gets off the ban list, then maybe we'll chat about it. So a lot of people in chat are saying that we got Gaza O and we got Hotto at AU underscore E.
What?
Yeah, they're saying Doom. Get rid of Doomfist.
Doom. Nah, Doom's fine.
Doom's handleable. You can handle Doom. If you got a team that
Yeah.
can if you're in Pro League, if you got a coordinated team, you can handle a Doomfist. It's just
Yeah,
definitely not low rank.
I definitely hate Doom, but like Briggs worse. Briggs way worse.
Yeah. Brig just brings back trauma.
Brig has like far worse implications on the game as a whole as opposed to a Doom. Like Brig is meta defining, which is kind of rough, whereas Doom isn't at the moment.
Yeah, if you have a Overwatch player, a support that could kill a DPS in a 1v1, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit rough, eh, Blizzard?
It's not like killing a DPS with like skill either. Like you're an Ana, you hit the sleep, you run up to them, you get the nano headshot. Not the nano headshot. You get the grenade. You get the grenade headshot.
Yeah.
Melee. Like that's skill. That's 100%
Yeah.
skill. Brig is just like
swing, heal, swing, stun, boop.
It was crazy. It was crazy too when she used to be able to do that one-shot combo to kill traces. I'm so happy they nerfed that.
oh god, that was.
I just can't believe like a lot of heroes on release. I can't believe that Blizzard like released them and think it's a good idea. Like Sigma, like Brig. Some of those heroes are just actually the Sigma wasn't too bad. I think Brig's the main one. Brig's is nuts.
So
like Echo then, like obviously pretty recently released.
Oh, and Echo, yeah, screw Echo, man. Oh, Echo's like if you've been watching Overwatch League, everyone is playing Echo just because she's so strong right now. Like it's crazy. She's just overtuned.
She's just so mobile. That's the thing. Like, forget about the rest of her kit. Like, her ultimate is just like
Farron cracks.
Yeah, Farron cracks. And then it's like, you know what makes her even stronger? A Brig, because you can just pocket her with armor packs, and it's not fun.
It's not.
Okay, we can say you're not a fan of a lot of them. Okay, we're gonna take Blizzard again. They DM you again. They're like, "Boss, we loved your Brig chat. We love it, and we're gonna do that." But they're also like, "We also want your opinion on a map. We want you to get rid of a map. We're done with one of these maps, and you again, for some reason, we've given you definitive executive decision to cut a map from the entire pool." Do you have anyone that you don't like? Is there one that you just particularly... Do you hate Paris because it's fucking shit? Or do you hate...
I don't know. I actually like most of the Overwatch map. I don't think there's a map that I really hate. I know everyone hates like Horizon and Paris and stuff. But like...
Paris.
I think Blizzard have done a decent job on the maps. Yeah. I think I'd leave it. I think I'd leave the maps as they are. Maybe they'll hire me or something if I say that.
I have a map that I would like to remove purely to see what teams do in competitive play.
Is it Kings? Is it Kings?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
Teams, like, as soon as
The
they get the
dust of
option to
Overwatch,
start
man.
picking maps, like, as soon as they start getting the ability to pick maps again, and, like, if you just took Kings out, like,
would buff
90%
all
of
the
teams would be screwed.
Yeah, it really would. Kings is such a comfort pick for like everyone. Yeah.
Well, it's like kind of like a... Yeah, it's like it's been there since day dot. It feels like a bread and butter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ducky, I think we skipped us for a second, but I want to hear your thoughts. Who would you remove? They're like, we love Bus's idea. They slid in your DMs. They want you to remove something. What would you take out? What character would you remove?
I'm following Briefer in chat. I'm getting rid of May. Can't
Really,
stand her.
May?
Yeah, I can't stand her.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's just like it's basically just DPS Brig.
Yeah. No, I do hate May for sure.
Yeah.
She's on the hit list.
Like, it's just her crowd control is too oppressive. It's like, if you've got a coordinated team, Brig is like super good. But even if you're not in a coordinated team, a good May can just like 1v6. It's just insane.
Yeah, May's had insane pick rates in like OWL and contenders and stuff just because of how nuts she is. Because she can play in a poke comp, she can play in a rush comp. She's just so versatile as well. Crazy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
wouldn't mind if you deleted her, Ducky. I'd be happy. Wouldn't complain.
We can team up. Jeff Kaplan hired us and then fired us the day
Brig
after.
and May.
Brig and
are
May
gone.
gone, and Kings is out of the competitive.
We'd be
rotation.
celebrated as heroes. Wait, maybe not kings.
There'll
Yeah,
be
the Brig and May stuff would be like, you would go to like r/comp Overwatch top, and we would just be the top post for like years. It would just be your wonderful face.
The saviors. We'd be in a photo of us in the clouds with like halos.
Or
or
like
something.
the T2 meme, like you like the memes that people have been doing with the T2 academies, where it's like whenever a new academy pulls out, it's just like come join us at
Oh yeah.
like on like GGEA and all that. It's like
See, I'm a low tier scrub, so I feel like you guys are glossing over some important issues. And one of the comps that I hate the most is pharmacy. So I wouldn't either Farah fucks off or Mercy fucks off. Bleep those ones, because I can't stand that comp. Even though I'm not a hit scan player, like I can't play hit scan that well. So because I've got these like rusty like boomer wrists that just like I got the slow reactions. My mind isn't what it used to be. I kind of like. My favorite character is Torbjorn because I don't have to do much.
Yeah, Tom's great.
Tom's great. I put him on attack, and people are like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I love a good hammer kill. Whenever I see a hammer kill in the feed, I have a little smile.
Flex. Did you see Sign's screenshot? I think after one of the officials.
Wasn't it like?
It was
Yeah,
just hammer
like hammer
kills. It was nuts, man.
I'm not sure. Did you see CKM's kill feed when you guys were attacking Horizon?
The nut, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That was pretty rough. That was a huge combo actually.
I was
Nice
depressed.
yeah, that was. Thankfully, you didn't have to play them again.
Yep.
Thank the Lord.
Is there something you would like to see added? Like, is there like a unique character that you could have like a certain trait that you would like to add it to the game? Do you have any idea? Surely you've like, chatting with the guys in the Overwatch League, and they've come up with an idea of something to add. There has to be something in your brain bank for that.
No, not really. I think like I really enjoy Hammond because he's a main tank that's really mechanically intensive, and I would like to see more, like maybe another main tank that is similar. Because I love Winston and Ryan and everything, but I do like getting better at aiming and like practicing mechanics. And there's something really satisfying about just like tracking someone in the air or like having insane aim and like getting some clutch kills that I just can't get on like Winston and Ryan, but I just love on Hammond. So maybe some like more mechanic focused main tanks would be pretty dope.
Yeah, sort of like a hit scan tank kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like similar to Hammond. What about you, Ducky? You want to see something added to the game that would?
I mean, as weird as it would be trying to put into the game, I wouldn't mind some more like intel-based ops, like like intel-based hero, like maybe like a camera hero would be pretty interesting.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Even if it's just as an ultimate, like being able to get some sort of different sight line and different perspective, I think could be an interesting mechanic to work into Overwatch.
Speaking of cameras, mine's been falling down this whole interview. it's glue tacked to the wall, and I'm just watching it like slowly sink.
Blizzard, hit this man up with a camera, please, God.
Hit him up with like a cam holder at this point.
Sure, hey. The glue tack's been doing all right until today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting some cameras in Overwatch.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like those are some. I feel like a long range melee character, something with like a bit of a poke. I know Ryan is kind of like that, but something like a DPS one that can use as a pole arm. I don't know if you guys.
Cool.
Yeah, do you know?
Like a lance.
Yeah, like did you guys ever play Dynasty Warriors by any chance?
Oh yeah, I love that.
You know, Zhao Yun. He's he's part of the Shu region. He's like the guy with the spear, something like that. Like a cool like.
Yeah.
He keeps people at bay. He can dash backwards and hit forward. I don't know, something that's kind of intensive. I think.
It just reminds me of Xin Zhao from League.
Yeah, Xin Zhao. Yeah,
I vibe with it.
Exactly. They're basically the same thing. He literally has a skin in the game. Yeah, I feel like guys, we can chat Overwatch all goddamn day. Okay, but unfortunately we're going to be wrapping up the show. But I mean, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was our first 2-guest kind of dynamic, and hopefully we kind of pulled it off, kind of not.
If only someone didn't remember to unmute the stream.
Yep.
Not naming names or pointing fingers though. I'm just saying someone.
Hey man, I got to produce the show and also studio it. Cut me some slack.
Oh, you submitted. Okay.
But thank you so much for coming on. We really do appreciate it. This show is a real love affair of ours, and we love getting guests like you on to share your thoughts. We love hearing the players' perspective on everything.
Happy to jump on and yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. We'd love to get you on again another time.
Thanks for the chat, mate. Hopefully we can catch up at LAN soon.
Indeed, if LAN ever happens.
Yes, in these uncertain times, we can only wish for such luxuries. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the show for another week. We'll be back again next week. I really want to shout out to two people that one, shout out to Ray. Everyone go support Ray on his channel. He's doing a lot of push-up challenges here. Please go donate, and also send him a warm fuzzy. Say he looks nice. His hair's looking good today. I don't know. Cheer him up.
He's really good at R6.
Yeah, exactly. Say he's really good. Well, let's not go too far. And also,
he's not Chelsea at least.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet. And also, I would like to shout out to our good friend Judgy. He's going through some things right now. That's the reason why he hasn't been on the show. But if you could go give him some support on his Twitter page as well, we love him very dearly. We wish him all the best. He will be back very soon with his old charming self. Once again, boss, thank you so much for joining us. Ducky, thank you so much for coming on. You want a shout out? You need shout outs?
Yeah, shout out everyone except Tom Glass.
Tom Glass, you heard it. We've been watching chat. Get out of here. Get in the bin. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, everyone. Bye.
See you next week.